good morning, everyone. This is warm-up 364. And this morning I was listening to Impact Theory, and there was a great interview, and it's a video that I'll put a link to. And I actually posted this video the other day, but I did a deeper dive on it today, and it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he's just talking about our brain. And he says some things in there that I want you to really kind of nuggets, if you will, that I'd love for you to listen to it and dig out of there and think about this in terms of yourself. And so, one of the questions we always ask is that, are you predicting your future? Are you trying to predict your future, or are you creating your future? And a prediction is based off ideas and beliefs that we have about our past, right? And then forecasting into the future, is that same thing going to happen? As opposed to creating your future is deciding right now, today in the present, something different than what you've had in the past, and what that thing is that's different, and then focusing on that. And, our brain is just an amazing organ in our body, and what it does, and, it controls our behaviors, it controls how we show up. So maybe it'd be good to kind of talk about how it works. And he talks about this in depth, but let me just give you a couple things here. So think about this for a second. Thoughts are the language of our brain, and emotions are the language of our body, right? So thoughts are the language of our brain, emotions are the language of our body. And if you think about it, a thought, right? If you take a thought and it gives you an emotion, right? A thought gives you an emotion. So if you have a bad thought, it gives you a bad emotion. If you have a good thought, it gives you a good emotion. And if you start stringing those together, right? So those are your state of beings. And if you start stringing those state of beings together, pretty soon what you have is what's called an attitude. And think about your attitude, right? So have you ever heard somebody say, well, he's just got a bad attitude today? Or, wow, you have a really good attitude, right? So it's just a state of being. And you can shift your state of being throughout the day. You can start off in the morning with a good attitude, and maybe by the end of the day, based on your thoughts and your emotions, you're now in a bad attitude, right? So you can string those together. But here's what's interesting. If you start stringing attitudes together, attitude, and let's say that you just have really been stringing a lot of bad attitudes together, guess what it becomes? It becomes your beliefs, because it's a belief that now becomes hardwired in your brain, right? And it's then the way that you choose to see the world. And so the point is this: if you are predicting your future, you're taking thoughts and emotions from the past and trying to say, well, here's what my future is going to be. When you're creating your future, you're controlling your thoughts on a daily basis, and you're visualizing what you want. If you don't have a clear vision of where you want to be and who you want to be, then what's going to happen is you're going to pull whatever it is from the past. Have you ever noticed those people, those self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Are you coming at life with an optimistic view, or are you coming at life with a victim view? And here's what victims will do. Victims, what they'll do is they'll have a thought from the past, and then they'll say, yeah, but this thing can happen because it's happened in the past and it's not good. And so what they do is they create that attitude. Then if it's thought about enough, because that's what happens, right? When we get into that spiraling down effect of negative thought, what happens is it builds on itself and builds on itself and builds on itself. And we start stringing those attitudes together. And pretty soon those attitudes become our beliefs. And pretty soon we manifest the world of exactly what we didn't want. Versus an optimistic view says this: whenever you're having those negative thoughts, what if you just said this? Yeah, but what if? Yeah, but what if? Yeah, but what if that doesn't happen? Yeah, but what if it doesn't go that way? Yeah, but what if I have a different opportunity, right? Because here's what I'll tell you. As soon as you start thinking about success, you're creating success. As soon as you start thinking about building wealth, you're creating wealth. As soon as you start thinking about health, you're building health. Because what you're doing is you're changing your thoughts, and your thoughts are your language of your brain, which changes the emotions, which are the language of your body. You guys, listen to the video in there, and I want you to really just think about yourself and say, you know what? How are you either predicting your future based on your past, or building your future based on your vision? And how many of you are doing it on a daily basis? All right, everybody, hey, be awesome and help somebody. Make it a great day.